I grab my bucket. All the bugs come out, and I'm watching bugs flying out of me. Neon snakes are coming out of my mouth, and then I'm just like, and then my headache's gone. Yeah, so night 2 of the ayahuasca ceremony here in Arcana. It definitely came out a lot stronger than the first night, and I did the same dose. And they say every ceremony is different. I just can see how every ceremony is different. Like the dose, I was seeing octopus arms coming at me, and I was throwing up neon snakes and bugs. And it's just like the ayahuasca visuals you see, like when you check Google or YouTube, and like all like the snakes flying together and like twisting and
like that fluorescent sort of
just like
fractal labyrinth sort of like, I don't know,
just craziness. And yeah, I was just sort of like having a dialogue with some telepathic voice, talking about life, showing me all kinds of stuff. And yeah, then you started just crying. I heard Tom crying, and it snapped me back into sobriety, like being sober, like instantly. Because I heard it, and I was like, oh, that's Tom. I know that's Tom. And I was just like laying there. I think I even had my blanket over my head. I was like tortilla'd myself into like a little burrito, and I was just like laying there, and I was like, oh, I couldn't tell if you were laughing or crying. And
well, at the start I was laughing hysterically, and then it was crying. Yeah.
And I was like doing this. I remember I was actually like just throwing my third eye love at you. I was like, and then we started blowing smoke at you, like me and Doug. I was like, Doug, blow some smoke on him. So we were blowing smoke on you and just really just like sending our energy towards you. I was like throwing it at you. I don't even know why I was doing it. I was like, ugh.
Yeah, actually, I remember you saying that. Yeah, the tobacco smoke.
Yeah, we were blowing tobacco smoke on you.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Because apparently tobacco smoke helps keep you protected when you're in ceremony.
Yeah.
And yeah, you were just like crying and stuff. And I remember I asked ayahuasca, because I was having this dialogue with this ayahuasca voice, and I was like, asked her about your old trip, your first trip, because Tom had I'm sure you guys know, Tom had a bad trip and was scared to take ayahuasca. And he came here to do his reconnection with her. And I remember asking her, like, why are you doing this to him? And she was like, just very straightforward. It was just like, sometimes, what'd she say? She said, it's not easy to save a life. She said it very directly. She said, it's not easy to save a life. And I was just like, it's not easy to save a life? Like, what does that even mean? And I still don't fully understand what it means, but like after I let it like marinate for a second, it was like, oh wow. And it like showed me you with yourself. You saving yourself. And you have to go far out to bring yourself back. It was like showing me like you, like you're freaking out and stuff, but you are actually saving yourself from something. And I was like, well, why is he freaking out? And she's like, it's not easy. It's not easy to save a life.
Whoa.
And I was just like,
something to stew on. It's one of those things, like, it doesn't make 100% sense, and you can't break it down completely, but it hits your soul, like you just know that's true. Like for me, and that's so cool how ayahuasca sends you a message for you to relay back to me, and it actually resonates. So it's like, what the fuck? How do you explain that shit?
I remember I was just sitting there. I was just shaking my head. I was just like, wow, what the fuck? Because I was having visions of it. Like I could see you saving yourself, and it was freaking you out to do it, but you just had to go through the hell to come out of it. I don't know what it means, but
something to think about.
Yeah. And then after that, we all started screaming. The whole room started screaming. We're all howling.
Yeah.
It all lightened up. Didn't someone start laughing?
I think it was Jacob next
Mike
to me.
or Jacob? Was it Jake?
Was it someone across the room? But I feel like he was the one that like started it because he was.
What
like,
did he say? Yeah. And then I know
it was like cycles. Like you can tell that sort of like he's going through a bit of hell. Like,
yeah.
And then like I made it. I feel great now, kind of thing.
And then we all just were like, woo! It got real animalistic for a second. It was just like a release of energy into the room. And it was just like, And then I remembered Jose, the guy that owns Arcana Spiritual Retreat, where we're at right now. Incredible place. It was a real place. This is like a real I was nervous about having to lie that I was like this place, but this is an amazing place and like it's real shamans. And here in like the jungle they have or I guess they have what's called brujeria. And brujeria is like witchcraft. It's like the dark side of shamanism. And a couple ceremonies, like I guess before we were here, like ceremonies previous to our group, there was frogs dropping from the ceiling. And Jose brought it up to the shaman, Justina, and she said, oh, those were sent by the brujos. Those were sent by the witches. The witches are sending those to disrupt the ceremony. And so I asked Ayahuasca about the brujos. I wanted to understand the brujos. And she pulled me out of my body, took me to a swamp in the middle of the jungle and tossed me in the swamp where I was swimming with these jungle spirits. And they looked like these transparent, big, black tadpoles. And they were like very primal and like instinctual. Like they weren't like, when you looked at them, it wasn't like there was something self-reflective looking back. It was just like this thing that was like kind of like an alligator. It's just like very primal. And they didn't give a shit that I was there. They didn't even acknowledge me. And I was just swimming with them. And as I was swimming with them, I was getting downloads of their energy. I could tell. And it's not that they're even evil. They're just they're just, I don't know.
It's just their life form, I guess.
Yeah,
right?
it's just
It's like alligators aren't evil, but they do pretty gruesome shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they just are like, they're just that type of energy. I don't know. I can't explain it. But I had a vision of some crazy brujos.
And there's a painting online.
Yeah, then I was doing ayahuasca, like Googling ayahuasca art, and I seen what I seen in my trip being depicted in a painting that someone drew after an ayahuasca ceremony.
Buenas.
And
It's got the Joker t-shirt.
Yeah. Then I had some family stuff come up. I can't even really remember all of it. Yeah, I don't know.
What's your intention for tonight?
So pretty much every night so far, my intention's been the same. Is to just have a conversation with the plant. Like everyone here. People are here for healing, so I understand. But people go hard with it. Where I've been taking like really easy doses. I mean, no dose is easy for ayahuasca, but I've been taking really easy doses with the intention to just like familiarize myself with the spirit of the plant. And getting to know her, talk to her. Like the first night I was like, I want to have darshan of ayahuasca. And darshan means to be in the divine presence of something holy, something holy. You just, when you see it, it's just like this, That's what darshan is. It's like your whole being is illuminated, and it's like seeing Jesus or something, And I wanted to have that with ayahuasca, and it's given it to me, both times. Well, and that's my intention tonight, is to just keep that up and just keep on just having this open dialogue with her, so then I can talk about what I feel as it comes up. Like your thing, it comes up, so like I can make that my intention for that moment is to just be like.
That's why your intention is so important, because, and I was just explaining to these guys before
intention is we have no idea the fucking dimensional impacts that our intention is creating.
And the words that we speak, and
Holy
like I said,
shit.
I asked for understanding and service, and like fucking hell, like if you really think about the heaviness that comes with that shit, it's, you know, there's a price for knowledge, and because we just did the floral bath now, and a lot of people had like really heavy trips, and everyone's just asking like, I just want peace, tranquility, joy,
What you say?
kindness.
I want to
Someone
experience.
said, someone said like peace, learning. I mean, no, actually no, because there's the price with learning. I don't want to learn.
I want to experience peace peacefully.
Yeah. I want to experience peace peacefully in a peaceful realm, and just everything peace, please, peace. But yeah, that's pretty much my intention.
Slice of peace pizza.
Peace, tranquility, and a kind, gentle conversation with ayahuasca. Well, because like you said, you know, some people are coming here for like really deep healing, and this comes with heavy experiences, generally speaking. You know, sometimes like to pull a thorn that's been in your body for so many years, like it's gonna hurt coming out. And we all have healing to do, of course. So it's not like you don't get healing if that's not your intention.
I didn't think.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, I know I always have healing to do, but I was like, I did so much psychedelic work. Like, there's not what else can come up? And it's just like.
But even that, you saying what else can come up, that can like open up those doors. So you got to be careful with what you're saying.
Well, shit does come up though. That's what I mean. It's like there's always something more.
Always.
There's always something more.
Same with knowledge, man. You know, someone was saying how in the comics,
Yeah,
Thor asked for infinite knowledge, and then they took both his eyes out. Infinite knowledge? That sounds like, it sounds cool, especially like, you know, if I go back 10 years ago as a kid, like infinite knowledge. Fuck yeah,
I'm the smartest guy in the world.
I'll take infinite knowledge, but
no, you don't want it.
Same with wisdom, you know.
You don't want it.
Yeah.
People don't.
Nah.
We're here for a reason.
Yeah.
And like, we already have everything we need.
It's true. And that's the lessons I had to learn, and that's part of the reason why I had such a fucked up trip, because that was my... And you can see that attitude in certain people who are like I want the darkness, I want the knowledge, I want this, I want that. And till, you know, you go into contact with some serious shit, and it's
screaming
like,
for it to stop.
Yeah, exactly, until you're screaming for it to stop. And then from there, you're like, oh, shit, okay. And like, we can say this, and people listening, you can say there's a price for knowledge, but you're never really going to understand until you have a heavy experience like that. You don't have to, because sometimes people, you know, they might look at this video and be like, oh, okay, cool, I'll calm down, but not everybody. I wouldn't have.
Yeah.
Would you have listened
no.
if someone said it and they broke it down and everything, backed it up with their direct experience? You're still going to be like, yeah, but I can handle it. I still want knowledge. And it's good, like, of course, it's good to have knowledge. You know, with every blessing there's a curse, every curse is a blessing. And you can always choose to make it a positive thing. So it's all how you interpret it, but at the same time, you've got to be careful of not going too much in the deep end. It's like we were talking about before, like the analogy of lifting really heavy weights, but if you're like anorexic and you've never worked out in your life, you're going to like completely destroy your muscles, you know, you're going to injure yourself. You got to incrementally.
Yeah, and that's why that's how I look at it. It feels so intuitive to me to start off slow.
And sometimes you think you learn your lesson, but then, like even the last ceremony, I went half a cup, and even though a quarter cup was like super, super mild, I'm like, oh yeah, half a cup's going to be, I'm sure it's going to be moderate, but not that intense.
You get what you need at that moment.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. The dose doesn't even really matter.
It's true.
I mean, obviously
but I also think,
level,
as well, it's like the psychology, like the fact that you're going up a higher dose, even if it's technically just a tiny, tiny bit, that doesn't make sense. But I think it's like, again, it goes back to intention, like needing to push that extra level. You know? So it's good to have, so peace and tranquility.
And peacefulness.
And peacefulness. And emphasis on the peace, you know, because we don't always have to go to the dark realms, you know. But man, that supple experience, because I was just wanted to follow up with, because I talked about Jake and his scary experience and how that triggered my PTSD and how I wanted to help, and he had the complete polar opposite experience with, he smoked 5-MeO DMT, and
that was beautiful for
insert clip now,
because he was
Woo! 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 He's fucking awesome, God.
because he was freaking out, like like, make it stop.
Kill me. Am I going to be like this forever? Like, it was just getting worse.
And he's got a bit of social anxiety and stuff like that, and a little bit quiet.
And that was part of his trip because he doesn't allow himself to be vulnerable. So he needed to have that. Help. Yeah, he needed a terrifying trip so that he was vulnerable, and he just cried and cried and cried and held one of the facilitators. And I was I guess I was projecting my own shit that night.
I remember him saying, I think I could be wrong, but I remember him saying that he wanted to help cure his social anxiety.
Yeah.
His first night, his first intention. And here he did the Sapo, and he was just like,
whoa, yeah, this is fucking awesome, God.
Just like screaming, letting all that like shit he's probably been holding on to his entire life, like never being able to just express, like yes.
Yeah, especially being like loud and like the opposite of what he's usually accustomed to. So it's amazing already seeing the transformation in people.
It blows my mind. I can't believe it. I can't believe people don't know about this shit.
And why didn't you do Sapo? We both didn't participate in the Sapo ceremony.
I don't know. I don't feel called for it. I feel like I came here. I don't know. We're doing a lot of heavy work.
Exactly.
And we're doing an extra week than most of these people.
And we're doing San Pedro at the end.
San Pedro.
San Pedro is gentle. That's fine.
I mean,
I
watched it. It looked like a beautiful experience, but like it was nice. People had obvious blissful experiences.
She's like the one that freaked me out because she's like, oh, I don't want to laugh because it's funny, but it's just like, again, just kind of out of empathy, but like I don't want to leave this body.
I want to be human again.
And that was the part where I was like, oh fuck. I'm sure I wouldn't freak out like that, but I'm.
No, that was her trip for sure.
And I'm not. I don't want to say I'm attached to this realm, but I'm just. I like this realm.
Me too.
I like my body. I like the humanness. I like my friends. I like my family. So I feel like I would struggle letting that go. And maybe that's part of my trip. And eventually, I will have to at least have that experience so that I know that it's okay.
Yeah.
And I know it's okay, but I
she
guess
had a beautiful experience.
Yeah.
It was like healed her of like the shit she was fucking holding on to.
Really? See, that looked like a.
Well, because I was sitting with her the whole time, and she was just like, man, I'm just so judgmental, and I have so many of these like this shit I'm just like holding on to.
Like the skepticism, she's a skeptic, so it makes sense that the skeptics would have the worst trips.
Yep. She was, because she was like, this is stupid, this shit don't work, like what am I doing here? Like I'm just hanging out with these people and they're just all getting high, like are we just here getting high?
Yeah.
And she was just like, man, I really needed that. And she like looked at me and was like, you have to do it. So even the girl that freaked out the worst out of the whole group, like most people had.
Yeah, insert clip here.
I want this, make it stop! Make it stop, please! I want this!
Most people seem to have had cosmic kind of orgasmic shit run through their body.
Yeah.
She was the only one that had this freak out like this.
Like some people definitely cried, but again it was like a deep weeping and just emotional release, and like some people said it was years of therapy in 15 minutes, man. But as well I didn't want to push it because like after my heavy experience and because I need to learn my lesson.
None of them are drinking ayahuasca tonight though.
Huh?
They're not drinking ayahuasca tonight.
Yeah. Fuck.
That's how intense their experience was.
Wow.
Sapo, man.
Because I didn't want to do it. Like
someone said ayahuasca is just the training ground.
But we have to realize that most people haven't had the real. Like there's always levels that you can go to, man. You can always go up. It can always be more intense. So, but again, I'm speaking from complete ignorance because I haven't done 5 MEO DMT. But at the same time, just listening to people's experience. I haven't been to, let's say, like the place I went to the other night as well. Because Jose said that Sapo is never going to be as dark and as scary as like the worst ayahuasca trips, And he told me, he just comforted me and just like, man, the shit that you've been through, I'm telling you, this is something else. Because I specifically freak out, especially in certain DMT realms. I don't know, there's something about the tryptamines or something like that. I have, of course, most of them have actually been really good.
My DMT experience wasn't even that bad, and I'm terrified of it. And I didn't have a bad trip or anything.
I don't know. I don't resonate with normal DMT.
No, me neither. And it's just so. Yeah, but Sapo, man, I
That looked insane, man.
It was
That did look like on another level. Like,
that's
the
like
people had
some
really
real healing,
severe reactions to it, and some of them didn't even remember.
Yeah.
Like one was screaming her lungs out, and she didn't even remember that. Like, bits and pieces, but that's incredible. How can you have a reaction like that and not fucking remember it? Man?
I just don't get how we can have a medicine like this that can be years of therapy in minutes, and
from a very specific toad species.
Yeah.
That comes out 3 months out of the year, and they squeeze the pimple. It's like, all right, put that in your pipe
Smoke
and
this,
smoke
mate.
it. Yeah.
And it works.
It looks amazing, man. Everyone's like,
This is why witches use frogs.
What do you think it's about?
That
What is it about frogs?
Frogs, dude. Frogs are. Think about it. Like, you ever see pictures of like those like blacklight pictures of the frogs? They're like smoking a pipe on top of a mushroom or something. They're like fishing. Yeah, they're fishing. Or something.
Yeah.
Frogs are.
They're psychedelic.
There's something about them.
Cambo.
Something about them.
That's a powerful medicine. Like I was saying to you, like that's the one that my girlfriend resonates with the most, and she's done some pedra, ayahuasca, mushrooms.
It was really, I resonated with it a lot.
So.
Yeah, there's something interesting about Cambo and frogs. Snakes. There's something interesting about reptiles, because I mean.
These were the most. Yeah, the last ceremony was the most vivid.
Oh, something else. So yesterday, during my ayahuasca ceremony, 2 days ago, I had such a headache. I get headaches almost every ayahuasca ceremony, and I was just like, please just take this headache away. Like, I don't want to be like, come down, just like be sitting here while everyone like have a headache and I have to wait for the ceremony to end. That's how the first night was. I was so annoyed. Like, I was just like, man, everyone just shut the fuck up. And they were playing this American music towards the end, and I was like, oh my god, this is horrible. Like, I just want to hear the Icaros. I don't want to hear this like this hippie song they're singing.
I actually enjoyed it at that time just because I wanted to like.
I was so annoyed. I had such a headache, and I was just like, shut the fuck up. We're in the jungle doing ayahuasca. I don't want to hear your little hippie rainbow song. And I was just going through the motions, but I realized that it was a purge of like releasing all my anger, my anxieties,
needing to vent. Because I was going through the same thing, like like I was angry at the retreat and the facilitators, the negligence, and like how they treated Jake and that kind of stuff. But I was projecting all my shit, it was just that anger, having to release that kind of shit.
And so I asked ayahuasca to take my headache away, and all of a sudden I go inside of my body, and I see right here there's bugs, this swarm of beetles and bugs just like swarming inside of my neck, and I start feeling the purge come. I'm like, oh fuck. So I just grab my bucket, all the bugs come out, and I'm watching bugs flying out of me. Neon snakes are coming out of my mouth, and then I'm just like, oh. And then my headache's gone. It's like, okay.
Whoa. You throw up bugs.
Beetles.
Beetles.
Hundreds of them. Like this, like, you ever seen Bruce Almighty when he spits the bees? When he spits the bees? It was like that, but they were just like...
That Mexican dude.
We got attacked by brujos that night, man, I'm telling you.
Yeah, they slingshotted you.
Dude, I'm telling you, those brujos were... They fucked everybody that was in there that had those trips.
It's gonna be interesting. That's why, like, even in Iquitos with the market, man, we gotta be careful walking through that.
And so Doug walks out to the bathroom, and he hears voices from the jungle calling him into the jungle. There's brujos here this night, man. These fucking jungle things. And the jungle knew we were having ceremony. I could tell. I don't know how I knew, but...
I felt very unsafe out of the Maloka. I could feel, like, just less protection, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's crazy.
And now you don't notice it, but it's just when you're in ceremony, and they say like at nighttime you're probably going to be more vulnerable to that kind of shit. You're
sensitive to like energies when you're in those spaces, and like,
yeah,
dude, there's spirits everywhere.
Yeah,
we don't see them because we're so distracted by our human bullshit.
I guess that's where smoking DMT is good, because it's just like it's very accessible, and just to open your mind to the fact that there are so many unseen forces that you have no idea about.
I hate saying it. I can't even
I know.
It sounds ridiculous.
But fuck it. I don't know. I used to care more about it, especially at the start of my channel, trying to be more scientific and skeptical and stuff.
You can't.
But eventually...
You can't be scientific with this.
Yeah, but eventually this shit's going to be proven, man.
Yeah, absolutely it will.
So I'd rather sound like a hippie moron now, and then in the future it gets proven, then you can go back on your videos.
We were just talking about how Johns Hopkins University is now studying the entities that people have in the DMT space.
Well,
huge university in America is now doing studies of people that have these experiences because so many people have these experiences.
Near-death experiences, that's another one. There's more studies on that than a lot of things that we deem as science, you know?
Yeah.
So you're going to be... And it's not just about believing it. It's about having the experience and seeing it for yourself and seeing how it applies to your life as well. So it's not just some woo-woo ethereal thing. It actually materializes in a lot of ways.
And Terence McKenna used to say, like, this is integral to the human experience, to have a psychedelic experience. Like, this when we were in the forest, we were friends with these plants, man. We knew this was a part of our experience. And we've become so disconnected. Ayahuasca was calling us the lost world. She was like...
Well, what do you mean us? Like humans?
No, like out of the jungle, the cities and stuff. She was
Right.
like the lost world.
Okay,
That's how she kept referring to it, the lost world.
Wow.
She was like, you have to take this back to the lost world because, like, everyone's lost. We're all, like zombified and, like...
Eating terrible
eating shit
food, man.
I have no idea. I didn't know. Like, now that we're eating such clean food and stuff, it's like...
How much better do you feel? Is it like clear-headed, happier?
I feel so clear-headed.
And the tribe, man, that's one of the biggest things about this retreat. Well, not even just this retreat, but just having these shamanic experiences with your brothers and sisters and going through it together. Because even if when you're going through a tough time, man, if I was by myself, and I've been by myself and I've had those, you know, emergency trips, but when you're with other people, man, who are going through similar things, it just makes it so much easier. It's sort of like the human journey, how we're all going to die, right? We all share that aspect. Yeah. And it's kind of one of the biggest things that really connects us.
I'm blown away here.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to come. I didn't want to come. I swear to God. I mean, I wanted to, but, like, a part of me was like, this isn't the right time for me to go.
Because you asked me a year ago, and I was like, I was open to it, but I wasn't ready.
Yeah.
And then this time, I'm like, I'm ready.
Well, so they reached out to me a year ago, invited me here to come and film my experience and stuff, and then, like, only a month and a half ago they confirmed it. So I was like, oh, I guess they don't actually want me to come or something like that, because I didn't hear back for a long time. And then he hit me back up, and then I was like, oh shit, this is it, man, this is it.
No, and Jose's awesome. We'll do
He's
a three-way podcast. He has a lot of knowledge.
I would volunteer here, no problem,
Yeah.
no questions asked. Like, this place is a special place.
And people are awesome, man, because it's not too overly hippie as well, which is what I like. Everyone's like
It's real.
integrated.
It's real
People,
shamanism.
yeah, and people you can
It's
joke
not-
with
it's
the
not
boys
fake.
and
It's not fake. It's real spirituality.
And they've been through, who knows, like more horrific shit than 99.99999% of everybody. Yet they laugh like fucking innocent children playing. You know, that's really special.
Ayahuasca.
Aubrey Marcus,
Almost.
I remember Aubrey Marcus says that, like, if you ever find a shaman who's overly serious, and run the opposite direction, you know. You can tell by how a shaman laughs, and like the more innocent and joyful it is like a good indication.
Mm-hmm.
Not the only one though, because I'm sure.
But when she gets ready, man, she's like,
yeah, man.
she's real.
And we're doing a chonta tomorrow.
Yeah.
Well, one right here.
Oh yeah, I want to ask about the chontas. Like, if they're only sent from brujos, or how you get chontas.
Yeah, we
gotta remember that question.
Yeah,
We have chontas, which is some kind of energy blockage, and she has the ability, after doing a diet with a plant for 2 years, the plant
eating just fish and plantains for almost 2 years. It was 20 months doing this one specific plant until that plant, you start to commune with the plant, and the spirit starts talking to you. It might start in your dreams, and then eventually, in this case, she obviously gained the power, right?
Yeah, it gives you the power of the plant, and
like
the healing of the plant.
And she paid a price to get that,
That
power.
20
right?
months is probably insane.
And the last night she did a chonta, and she fucking passed out, man.
I thought it was I was like, when she was like talking, like, I can read your body energy and pull stuff out of you, and I was like, okay, sure. And then she did it 2 feet in front of us, and I was just like, Tom, I think it's real.
We got pictures of it, different bugs.
I was like,
yeah, this is real.
It's real.
Yeah. And we're gonna record it in broad daylight as well. So basically, what it is, you have an energy blocket. What?
And my chonta is in the same spot ayahuasca showed me the bugs were in.
Whoa. Well. Shit. She touched me for 1 second. Oh, yeah.
She checked my arms, she checked my back, made me take my shirt off, and it settled right here, where I actually have a problem. I went to the doctors many times for my ear and my eye. If this heals, I will be blown I will dedicate my life to just fucking serving her if this takes it. To her power.
It's taxing on her body. Like when she does it, she like throws up. She's struggling sometimes. She might just completely pass out.
She
Yeah,
fainted
faint.
for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, and the other shaman, she's
They
like,
were all freaking out.
Amiga. I'm like, oh fuck.
Wow.
We're looking at each other like, dude,
Fuck, man, is she gonna die?
Jesus Christ. And then she did another one. Holy fuck. So like the way that Jose explained it is that we have energy blockages, and then what she does is she literally puts her mouth on wherever your blockage is, she sucks it out, and then it materializes as
Many
it
things.
could be anything, a beetle, a cricket, a metallic nail,
Bones.
a fish bone, and God knows what else. But let's make some predictions. What do you think you have? Like,
It's
be
gonna be
specific.
I think it's gonna be a bug because my ayahuasca showed me bugs.
What bug though?
It's gonna be a beetle,
Beetle?
some kind of flying beetle.
I reckon a freaky looking cricket thing for me. A spider would be interesting.
And then they kill it afterwards
Yeah, they gotta burn that shit.
because it'll come back apparently.
Have Super Mario. That'd be so fucking funny though.
Look at these dragonflies. Holy shit.
Whoa.
Holy fuck.
Damn.
What do they all
son.
do? There must be a shitload of bugs out here or
Yeah.
something. Oh, they're having a fucking bug frenzy right now.
But yeah, anyways, we'll end it at that, but good luck for tonight's ceremony.
Yeah.
Peace and tranquility, peacefulness with extra peace. And another piece on
A
top.
slice of peace pizza. Okay.
Made of peace.
Made of peace. Pizzaronis.
I was just so grateful for her presence and everything that she's done. I allowed myself to grieve.
I also want to give a shout out to my good friend Jason Stephenson, who does awesome free guided meditations. It's always good to do some meditation training and prep your mind for these type of psychedelic experiences. So go check out the description box below, click the link, and I'll see you on the other side. Peace.